What is happening, and welcome to another Photography Talk episode 169. Now, I hope you guys are excited for some hot new camera action because we have it here today. Now, first we're going to discuss a potential full-frame version of the Nikon Zfc retro style camera. Then we're going to have a look at the Sony, or actually, let me take that back, Sony's rumored full-frame interchangeable vlogging camera, which might totally rewrite what vlogging cameras look like and technically feel like. Now, we'll also discuss the state of the camera industry, which is way better than it was a couple years ago, but it's not all good for consumers. Now, all these stories are ahead of here in just a moment. First, friends, look, every single week we put these videos together full of small little bite-sized little news nuggets to keep you informed as far as what is happening in the industry. Now, of course, if you find some value with this video and simply want us to do a solid, because it really does help with the whole YouTube algorithm, by crushing that like button down below, it really would be appreciated. That said, my friends, let's get on to this week's headlines. Now let's you and I jump back to 2021. Aside from wondering where you're going to get your toilet paper from because of the great toilet paper shortage, Nikon launched the Zfc camera and it was an immediate hit. The camera blends in retro styling with modern mirrorless features, and heck, what's not to like about that? Well, actually I can think of one thing why many photographers like yourself out there might not have picked up this camera, and that's because the APS sensor that was inside of this thing. Now, the ZFC's 20.9 megapixel sensor isn't terrible. In fact, it's really, really good. But some shooters demand full-frame sensor, and Nikon is apparently listening. Now, in a recent interview, a Nikon executive discussed the runaway success of the Zfc and the possibility of expanding the lineup with a full-frame option. Now, the executive did note that we hear these requests and we think that the type of product that would fully meet them. Now, and it makes sense for Nikon to go this route. I mean, after all, the Zfc is one of their more successful products, and expanding it to include a full-frame version would make the camera much more appealing to a much wider audience. Now, the current Zfc has a magnesium alloy body that gives it a very distinct retro look. I mean, you can get the camera in silver or black and add fox leather body for extra vintage look, and I do have to say it does look pretty swanky. Now, I'm willing to bet that the full-frame version would continue this trend. Now, at this point, there's no word regarding other upgrades that the full-frame ZFC camera might have. My guess is that the full-frame version would have an upgraded viewfinder, a larger LCD, and improved video specs, among other things. Now, of course, we're going to have to wait to see what Nikon comes up with. Now, if this rumor actually turns out to be reality, that it is. So, as it turns out, Nikon might not be the only one thinking about adding a full-frame version of a crop sensor camera. Rumors indicate that Sony will unveil a new vlogging-centric camera this month. Now, that camera would be described as what you'd get if a A7S III and a ZV-1 had this weird camera thing going and had a baby. This is what this camera would look like. It would be a full-frame interchangeable lens camera like the A7S III, but have the vlogging tools of the ZV camera. Now, other rumors suggest that the camera will be called the ZV-E100, which is a bit of a mouthful. So it would be more of a vlogging style camera than anything. And if this turns out to be true, it would be a departure from what Sony's been doing with their vlogging cameras so far. By that, I'm referring to Sony vlogging cameras are small and they're inexpensive. A full-frame option would likely neither be any of these. It's going to be larger and the price is going to go up. Adding a full-frame vlogging camera to the mix makes a lot of sense for Sony, though. I mean, after all, the market for content creation tools is really off the charts. And without a full-frame camera in the vlogging lineup, Sony would be losing folks who want the added advantages of a larger sensor and other premium features or versions of the higher-end cameras. Now, of course, premium features, as we pointed out a moment ago, we know it comes with a higher premium price. So, for example, if the camera is based on the A7S III, you're looking at a price north of $3,000. However, we can assume that Sony has made a compromise in terms of these new camera features as a way to make it more affordable to the masses. Perhaps we'll see a price in the mid-2000 range, but that's 100% speculation on my part. Rumored specs for this thing include a 12 megapixel full frame sensor, 4K video at 120p, and features like a built-in microphone. Now, of course, guys, as more details come out on this thing, we're going to keep you guys informed, so stay tuned. Now, if you've thought about upgrading your camera gear but have put it off because of prices, well, friend, you are not alone. I think we all can agree that photography is an expensive hobby or a profession, but the rate of increases over the last few years have been quite shocking when you look at the pricing here. A recent report from CIPA reports that the average price of a camera has doubled, or actually more than doubled, over the course of the last 3 years. In 2022, the average price was about $623. So what gives? I mean, as camera companies have ditched cheaper point-and-shoot cameras, compact cameras and DSLRs, they focus more on mirrorless cameras, especially feature-rich, high-end cameras that cost more of that green stuff. The CIPA report also noted that younger generations are taking a strong interest in photography and want cameras that are fully featured. So getting featured packed cameras means that you're going to pay a higher price, and the more high-end cameras that they sell, the higher the average price of these cameras go. So this isn't all about prices of individual cameras skyrocketing. Instead, it's a reflection of the changing landscape in the camera industry. Selling fewer but more expensive cameras is proving to be a winning strategy for Canon, Nikon, and other companies. Unfortunately, that means the minimum price to get into photography is going up. So saving money by buying used gear might be the best way to upgrade your experience if your wallet says no when you ask it to buy a new camera. All right, friends, and that is it for this episode of Photography Talk. Now let's shift gears and talk about our current giveaway. We have 3 excellent prizes up for the grab. We have the Holdfast Gear Romographer bag, we have a Vanguard Veo 3 Go tripod, and we have the $100 Amazon gift card. Now, as always, friends, we make it super easy for you to participate. Step 1, well, you gotta like this video and subscribe to the channel. Step 2, leave a comment below. In fact, the more of our videos that you watch and leave a comment on, the more chances that you have to win. So by all means, get watching some more of the videos and leave some comments. Step 3, register on Photography Talk and introduce yourself in the forum. Now, if you happen to register on the site and introduce yourself already in one of the last giveaways, you're still eligible to win. But as I keep saying over and over again, swinging by, say hello. We would love to see you. And friends, that is it. For complete details on the giveaway, including how to register on Photography Talk or how to say hello in the forum, check out the description below. Good luck, and one last thing. Now, if you enjoy this sort of content, be sure to head over to Photography Talk, sign up for an account. It's free to do so, and it's going to give you access to thousands of photography-related articles on the site, including news articles about camera gear, photography tutorials, and much, much more. So take a minute, sign up for an account that could get you access to material that will help you take your best shot. All right, friends, and that is it for Photography Talk episode 169. As always, we really appreciate you tuning in, supporting the channel. We hope you found some value with this video. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit all notifications so that you don't miss a single episode that we may have up on the horizon. That said, my friends, well, I'm going to be shutting off the cameras. You get out there, stay healthy, and take your best shot.